What's going on, YouTube familia? Today, I'm very excited, and you should be as well, because you are in the right place at the right time as you're about to take our digital marketing masterclass for beginners. If you're a business owner, maybe you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you're a person who has a business opportunity, right place, right time, you, me, now, this course, let's go. Let's get it. Maybe you have questions about digital marketing. Maybe you have questions about how digital marketing can apply to your business. Maybe you have questions about what digital marketing can do for you within your business. You're in the right place. Welcome to Peace Corner. We are a channel that is dedicated to giving you actionable tips, tricks, hacks, and gems that you can use for your business. We're a business education channel that teaches business education through digital marketing. For the people in the back, do me a favor. Raise your hand if you've tuned into a masterclass or an online course and it's just been one super long commercial. That is 1000% not what this is. This is our digital marketing masterclass. All we're going to do is teach you how you can apply digital marketing to your business or your business venture. This thing is packed with value. I don't care what level of digital marketing you're at or what level of digital marketing you think you're at. I can guarantee you're going to learn something here. So what I want you to do is I want you to pull out your pen, your pencil, hell, get some crayons, get something to write on, right? Get a notebook, get a pad, get something, okay? Take copious notes because we're about to blow your mind. Where are you at right now? You're on Peace Corner. What do we do here? We give you tips, tricks, gems, and actionable hacks that you can use to grow and scale your business all through this art that I love called digital marketing. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Strap in, lock in, get ready. Let's make it tight because we about to get it right. And today you're going to learn exactly how digital marketing can help you. And oh, by the way, if you didn't know, you're now part of the revolution, baby. That's right. P's Revolution, where we teach you how to grow your business through digital marketing. So let's get into it. All right, team. Now it's time to get into what they would call the meat and potatoes, the steak and potatoes, and not the peas and carrots of the video. So what I did was I took it upon my liberty to make a PowerPoint presentation. It's just a little bit easier to present the information this way. I can 1000% tell you right now, you will not find this on the platform of YouTube at all. I haven't seen any other content creators putting out information like what we're about to show you right here. So strap in, let's get into it, and let's get the learning on. All right. So this is our digital marketing beginners master course. This is going to tell you everything that you need to know in order to be effective within the digital marketing space. Okay. As I said before, this is our beginner's master course. The goal is simple. The goal is if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, doesn't matter, small, medium, large, nonprofit, it doesn't matter. Or maybe you have a business opportunity. How do you apply digital marketing to your business? Like, what does that actually look like, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. So this will be an interactive course. There is a little bit of back and forth. I would recommend right now, if you don't have that with you already, go ahead and pause the video and grab something to take some copious notes with, because the goal behind this is I packed as much value in there as I could, and we are going to let y'all look at it, let y'all analyze it, let y'all play with it, and hopefully you will get some information out of it that you can use to put forward into your business. Okay. So there's no time limit on this. And again, the recommendation is you can look at this, you can watch it as many times as you want, you can save it. And the key thing here is take the value and apply that value to your business as how you see fit. That's going to be the important thing here. And that's the purpose behind us doing this. So again, this is our beginner's master course, and let's get it started. Okay, so when we talk core digital marketing skills, right? The biggest thing that I was presented with back when we started, when we revamped our channel, is how do you tell the masses about this thing that we love called digital marketing? More importantly, not only how do you tell them, because of course we tell them through video content, YouTube, right? That's one of the many ways that we tell them. But if you're not the person that you are now, if you can jump in the hot tub time machine and you go back, years ago, right, before you were even in business, what did you need to know about digital marketing that you didn't know, right? So if I can jump back in the time machine, what did I need to know then that would have made my job easier? So that's the whole purpose behind this presentation. That's the value that I want to bring to this marketplace. Okay. What I'm going to tell you, knowing what I know now, is what I wish somebody would have told me then when I started my business. Okay. So yes, there is more to digital marketing than what we'll cover here. These are the key things that a beginner new business owner should know, or somebody who has a new business opportunity, right? And I can guarantee you, no matter what your level of online business is or business expertise is, you will get something out of this course. 1000%. There's no doubt about it. So definitely make sure you stay until the end. Okay. So some of the core topics that we're going to talk about, SEO, search engine optimization. We'll talk a lot about that ad nauseum here in a minute. Okay. Content marketing, social media marketing. Again, we call it SMM, analytics, email marketing, and PPC, pay-per-click advertising. So again, yes, there are more aspects of digital marketing, right? And that can be displayed by looking at our business training with digital marketing YouTube playlist. But more importantly, again, if I was starting over, these are the things that I would have needed to know immediately. So the cool thing about this master course is y'all can take all of our experience and y'all could literally avoid the pitfalls that we went through, that I went through within this business, by simply watching this presentation and applying that to your business. So that's the cool thing about this. Okay. Search engine optimization, social media marketing, and PPC advertising are some of the main things that you're going to want to know in order to really get that business started, in order to really get that business off the air and off the ground and flying high, like how you want it to. Right. So let's just jump right into it. Okay. So when first learning digital marketing, you should start with the fundamentals of core skills like SEO, content marketing, and social media marketing, and gain a basic understanding of analytics and email marketing. It's also beneficial to learn the basic concepts of why digital marketing is effective and how different channels work together, while also developing and understanding the tools and terminology used within the field. Okay, so I said a lot right there. The important thing is this. If we go back to the previous slide, again, these core fundamentals on top of this second line right here. So digital marketing is effective in how digital channels work. Okay, so learning the basics of why digital marketing is effective and learning how different channels work. So what we're talking about is we're talking about synergy, right? And an easy way to think about synergy is you can have something, for example, you can have something on your left and you can have something on your right. Okay. They can be two totally different things, but if you learn how to use those things together and you blend them, your outcome will be more favorable than if you didn't do it that way. And that's what we're talking about with utilizing the synergy and blending the channels so that things can work together and be more effective for your business. Okay, moving on, y'all. All right, so start with foundational knowledge in core areas combined with practical and a data-driven mindset. The most critical initial steps involve understanding your audience and how to track performance, followed by developing basic skills in key channels. Now, y'all have heard me say this many times before, many times before, right? The biggest thing about any business, yes, digital marketing as well, but the biggest thing about any business is you have to know your audience. So there's a difference between having a storefront business and there's a difference like an actual brick and mortar. And there's a difference between having a online business. See, with the physical location storefront, the actual brick and mortar, you're going to see your target clientele because they're going to walk into your storefront, right? Those are going to be the folks who are going to see your ads out in town, and they're going to come walk right into your store. Online, right? When people visit your website or your web page or, your catch page or your capture page, you don't physically see them, right? Depending upon what type of software you have, maybe you get an IP address, but that's, you don't physically see them at all. So, and we call that traffic, right? When somebody visits your website or your web page, that's called traffic. And that is the same thing as a person who would walk into an actual brick and mortar store. Okay. The key thing here in both instances is you have to know your audience, especially with a online business opportunity. Who exactly are you trying to help? What does that look like? And how are you helping these people, this group of people, or, this specific section of the population? As a business owner, if you don't understand your, who your core clientele are, who your audience is, then you're already starting off on a bad foot. Okay. You should know, based off what your business does, exactly who you're trying to help and how you're trying to do that. And we will talk more about this today, as a matter of fact. So let's move on. Okay, so again, knowing what I know now, what would I have needed to know in order to be successful in the beginning faster is what we're talking about, right? So foundational digital marketing skills that I would have wanted to master first. Okay. Number one, understanding your audience. I literally just talked about that. Okay. The absolute first step is learning who your target audience is, their needs, their pain points, and where they spend their time online at. Okay. This empathy and researchability guides all other marketing efforts. So again, who is the group that you're trying to serve? Who are the people that you're trying to help with whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you sell, whatever products you have, whatever services you offer, right? How are you adding value to their life? How are you helping them? How are you solving something for them? That needs to be the key focus of how you start. Okay. The second one, data and analytics basics. Learn how to use tools like Google Analytics to measure and interpret data. Being able to track performance and make data-driven decisions is essential for understanding what works and optimizing campaigns. Now, this is a very, very important lesson right here. Okay. Analytics are your friend, and I can't stress that enough. All right. You'd be surprised how many business owners I see through our normal day-to-day job at our company. And they just don't understand how to read their own company's internal analytics. Like, they don't know their stats. Okay. This is very important. Notice how in our videos, I talk a lot about Google tools, because for the most part, they're either free or they're low cost. And these are good tools, especially if you're new to business, that you could use. So anything in business, especially when you combine things like marketing and advertising, digital marketing, anything along those lines, right? With the way that I teach my YouTube channel, we're starting with the basics first. Okay. When you build this house, right? At the end of this construction, you're going to have this gorgeous, magnificent mansion of a house, but that's going to take some time to build, right? In order for that house to fully come to form, like however you want it to look, you have to start in certain places. You have to buy the land, you have to clear the land, right? You got to build the foundation, and then it goes up from there. So notice how on our YouTube channel, I'm not starting our teaching topics on, level 235, right? I'm starting them at a much lower level, that new and young entrepreneurs, new and young business owners, so that they can grasp these core concepts, so that as we ramp up our YouTube channel, they get more value out of it. And that's what's important, right? So that's the reason why I like to talk a lot about Google Analytics, and different Google tools, because they're effective and they're relatively, they're easy on the pockets, if you will. Okay. But the important thing here is you have to learn how to read your analytics, whatever platform you're on, whatever systems you're using. Okay. That is how you measure your performance for whatever it is that you're doing. And we will talk more about that, within this master course, right? Okay. Content marketing and copywriting. Content is at the heart of digital marketing. Start by learning to create valuable, engaging content like blog posts or social media updates and persuasive copy that speaks to your audience's needs and encourages action. So we will talk about content marketing. Okay. We'll also talk about copyright. Excuse me. Let me drink some water real quick. Got a lot to say, y'all. Got to stay hydrated, right? We'll talk about that ad nauseum within this masterclass right here. So don't even worry about it. I'm going to go back to that topic. All right. SEO fundamentals, understanding how search engines work and the basics of keyword research, on-page optimization, and link building to improve your organic visibility. Okay. So I already told you the difference between a brick and mortar, actual storefront location. Now we're talking about the online storefront location, and y'all will be surprised, the things that we see as a marketing company. I've seen very successful brick and mortar businesses that have no digital footprint at all, and they want to establish a digital footprint, so they contact us, right? I've seen companies who don't have a brick and mortar, they are only digital, and they're doing better than companies who have a brick and mortar, right? And I've seen many different variations of all of that. Okay. But if your goal is to utilize digital marketing to put your business online, because that's what we're talking about, okay, you have to have a solid understanding and foundation of search engine optimization, right? And there are a few other things that I haven't talked about yet on the channel that we will talk about here. So make sure you stay tuned. All right, next slide. Okay, SMM, right? Social media marketing. Learn how different social media platforms operate, what type of content performs well on each, and how to build a community and engage with your users. Okay, so again, your business is now online. Putting your business online is a good thing, because what that does is it provides reach, right? Increasing your digital footprint increases your span of control within your audience. Okay. So, if you were a local business, and, you were providing local services, that restricts you only to the area of your area of operations, wherever you are, whether that be a city, town, or a county. You're not going to drive 5 states over to conduct business every single day. Okay. That would be insane. However, if you're in the type of business where you can go online, okay, online is worldwide reach. That's a whole different ball game. Okay. So social media marketing, again, we call it SMM, is a very, very big deal. Whatever social media platforms you choose to put your business on, You have to become a master of those platforms, and you have to really know how you're going to engage with your audience on those platforms. And we'll talk more about it. Okay. We'll talk a lot about it during this course. Okay. Email marketing. This remains a highly effective channel for nurturing leads and building customer loyalty. Learn how to build an email list and craft engaging personalized messages with clear calls to action, right? Okay. So I've talked about this before in my YouTube videos, but what is a call to action? A call to action is something that you want somebody to do. So if you walk into a grocery store and you see something on sale, so the normal price of whatever it is you're looking at is $10.95. And then when you look directly under the normal price, there's a brightly colored sticker, and that sticker says in big bold letters, sale $5.95. They've taken $5 off, right? That is a clear call to action. We call it a CTA. Okay. You can do that online as well. And you can do that with your email marketing. Okay. I love email marketing because when you think about online business or any type of pretty much digital marketing, anything for the business owner, for the entrepreneur, the person with the business opportunity, this is your ability to basically, you're going to create your ad, right? And there's different ones that we're going to talk about within this masterclass. And you're going to send that ad right to your ideal customer. So think of email marketing as like your commercial. You don't always have to be selling something, but you are advertising something, whether that be your brand, your image, your likeness, whatever the case may be. Okay. And then we're going to take that commercial and we're going to send it right to your customer's inbox. All right. Now, with this masterclass, I am actually going to show you how to, and we're going to give examples of email marketing. Again, team, I'm telling you right now, nobody on YouTube is doing it like how we're doing it right here. I'm telling you, you should get so much value out of this. And if you feel like we need to add more to it, maybe that's something that we'll do. Put it in the comments. Okay. But we're going to go over email marketing a lot. So I won't beat a dead horse on that one. All right. Okay. Basic paid advertising. Okay. PPC, right? Pay-per-click. Get familiar with platforms like Google Ads and Meta Ads. Even running a small test campaign can provide valuable experience in setting up ads, targeting audiences, and tracking key metrics like cost per click, CPC. Okay, so we will talk a lot about basic paid advertising. We do have more videos in the queue that'll be more advanced. But again, the goal is to set a good foundation, a good framework. And that's exactly what we're going to do, what we have been doing and what we're going to continue doing. Now, once we make it to that point, just stay tuned to our channel. You like everything that we put out is for business owners, entrepreneurs, and people who have a business opportunity. Okay. There's no reason for digital marketing to be so mundane that nobody knows how to do it. All right. My company at Power Marketing Solutions, PMS LLC, we are real and true masters of the game. Like, we love this. We're all digital marketing nerds. This is all we do, and so this is our passion, right? Our passion is teaching people about how to be the absolute best versions of themselves when it comes to marketing for their businesses. That's the goal. And that's exactly what we're going to do with this course. Okay. But these are three more foundational skills that I wish I would have knew when I first started that I now know. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Again. So when you're a beginner, and especially for a lot of people who have small businesses, right? When you're scrolling through social media, when you see a friend or a family member talk about a small business, 8 times out of 10, when they say small business, probably just one person, right? Every business started out with one person. My business started out with, that would be a lie. I did not start out with one person. I started out with 2 people because my wife is my business partner. But, that's how it is in the beginning, right? And so mindset is a huge thing for a new business owner and for, an entrepreneur. So we have to talk about that. You got to get your mind right if you're going to be in business, because that's really what it is. Okay. So in terms of how that applies to digital marketing, practice over theory. This is important, right? Theory is important, but hands-on experience is crucial. Start a personal project like a blog or social media page for a passion project to apply what you've learned. So when I say practice over theory, what I'm saying is a lot of people don't realize. So I call these folks the business dreamers, right? And I know when y'all get to this point in the video, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about, because everybody has a friend like this. Some people will say to themselves, okay, I want to start a business. And in their mind, they are immediately going to be successful, in profit, living in a mansion, driving a Bugatti, and it's going to take exactly 12.2 nanoseconds, right? That is unrealistic. Okay. Practice over theory means you have to practice what you preach, and you got to test, right? That's the thing. You have to test. So there are certain things that my company does in digital marketing that no other company in the world does. Why? Because I hire those people who I know what they're talking about, and we brainstorm and we create ideas and we war game and we figure this out for our clients, right? As a marketing company, in terms of our clients, I know more about their business than they know about their business, because that's my job. You see what I'm saying? And we love our jobs, right? The mindset for the new entrepreneur or the new business owner, you gotta be like, you have to be Yoda about your business, right? Yes, you're gonna start off as Luke Skywalker, but you gotta be Yoda. And your goal is to make it to that level. So you got to pass Luke Skywalker, you got to pass Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you got to make it to that Yoda level. You have to know more about your business than anybody else. Okay. And the only way to do that is to get out there and get your hands dirty. That's how it works, right? Adaptability. Now, the digital landscape changes constantly with new tools and algorithms. A willingness to learn and adapt to new trends is a vital soft skill. Simply put, you got to be able to roll with the punches, YouTube family. You have to, because the world changes and things change. Excuse me, let me get some water. You have to be able to roll with the punches, right? And that's what adaptability is, especially as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, you are a professional firefighter, because that's what you do all day long, right? Success comes from a lot of hard work, and every real entrepreneur will tell you that, okay? Strategic thinking. Now, there's a difference between thinking and strategic thinking, right? Strategic thinking is thinking that results in an actual plan of action. And we're going to talk about that, okay? Understand how different channels connect to business goals and the overall customer journey, rather than just focusing on individual tools in isolation. Remember, something has to come out of your thinking. You're thinking for a reason. Okay. So the plan is to focus on building these foundational knowledge skills and develop practical experience, and then dive deeper into an area that interests you the most. So again, as a beginner, okay, some of the things that I would have needed to have been thinking about are the main three are these right here. Practice over theory, adaptability, and strategic thinking. Very, very important. Very, very crucial. As a new business owner, as a successful business owner, I can tell you right now, when I go to sleep at night, I dream about business. That's exactly what it is. Like, my business keeps me up at night, and it also puts me to bed at night, right? If your business is really your passion, then it becomes a part of your life, right? You know, at PMS, like, we're real students of the game. You know what I'm saying? No, like, with this YouTube channel, nobody's forcing me to do this. I'm doing this YouTube channel because I want to do it. And this is knowledge that we have that we want to give, to our audience, or really to anybody who needs it, right? The world is in a bad spot right now. And business can save it, but business can only save it if business owners know what to do. And that's the whole purpose behind this. Okay. So next slide. All right. Because we are talking about digital marketing, we do have to bust some myths, right? Now, the first one, you don't have to have a massive budget in order to make a large impact online. You just have to know what you're doing. That's a key thing, right? Let me say that again. You don't have to have a massive budget in order to make a big impact online. You just have to know what you're doing. That's super important. Okay. You also don't need to be glued to the computer 24/7 in order to see your results. You have to be smart about how you move, smart about how you operate, schedule. We'll talk about all that stuff. Okay. You don't need tech geniuses to grow your business into the digital world. All you have to do is watch our channel and apply everything that we're telling you. And if you want to take it one step further, you can apply for our services. We can see if we're a good fit, or you can buy any one of our products. Okay. Some people might be thinking, but I don't have a massive budget or a marketing team of gurus. Guess what? You don't need them. Okay. Digital marketing levels the playing field. Businesses of any size can compete and win against a big player if you know where to focus your energy at. And that is the purpose behind this master course. All right. Why is digital marketing essential to learn for anyone within business? So that's a question to the audience right now. Why is digital marketing essential to learn for anyone within business? Do me a favor and put your answer in the comments to that right now. My answer is because it's the fastest, most effective way to amplify your message and reach the people who need your products or services the most. Remember, when you take your business from that brick and mortar, the actual physical location, and when you put it online, you're changing the game. You're increasing your span, right? You're increasing those people who you can reach out and help. You're increasing those people who you can add value to. And that's what digital marketing does. Okay. All right. So this is called the activity checklist, y'all. Excuse me, I had to drink some water. Okay. There are several of these throughout the course. Again, this is an interactive video, right? So whenever you see activity checklist, it's going to require you, the user, to do something, right? So again, this is an interactive course. Okay. So when you see this slide, what you should be seeing right now, you may have already seen it. On the top right-hand corner, you'll see an eye icon, right? And it may have some text. The text will say, what is digital marketing? Okay. Now, if you haven't seen this video, that thumbnail, what I want you to do right now is I want you to pause this video, and then I want you to go and watch that video. What is digital marketing? After you watch that video, I want you to come back to this same spot in this video and then keep going. Okay. When I say it's a prerequisite video, what I'm saying is it's almost like, remember, you ever go to the library and you ever see like Encyclopedia Britannica, right? So in the encyclopedias, encyclopedia A through B comes before C through D, right? In order to easier understand some of the concepts that I'm getting ready to talk about here shortly, you have to read A through B in order to understand C through D. So that's what a prerequisite is. Think of it like that. Okay. I want you to watch this video first if you haven't already seen it. And better yet, if you haven't seen this video in a long time, then I want you to pause this video, watch that video, what is digital marketing, and then come back to this very same spot. And then we can continue. Okay. So this is your first activity checklist, right? Like I said, there will be more. This is just the first one right now. Okay, next slide. All right. So when we talk digital marketing foundation, okay, what I'm saying is what you should be thinking about first. And this is how you apply digital marketing to your business. Okay, that is your foundation. So the first thing is, what is your why? Why did you start business? That is a very, very basic, but it's a very, very important, and it can be a complex question for a business owner to know, for an entrepreneur to know, or for anybody who has a business opportunity. What's your why? Like, why are you here? What do you plan on doing when you're here? You should know the answer to that question for yourself, especially if you're within business. Okay. What problems are you trying to solve? And more importantly, who are you trying to solve them for? Right? Who are your ideal customers? Now, y'all may have heard me say this before. When I say ideal customer means the same thing as ideal avatar, right? So what I'm talking about is, who's your perfect customer? Okay. Who is that person who needs your services, who needs your products, who needs your tools? Who is that person who those three things can make their life better, right? What does that person look like? That is your perfect customer, your ideal avatar. It all means the same thing. Okay. What are their pain points? Again, how are you trying to help this person? How are you trying to help these people? Right. And then what do they value the most? Okay. The key thing here, when we're talking about how you apply your digital marketing foundation to your business, this whole slide talks about one thing: knowing your audience and knowing your customers, right? Next, how you establish your brand voice, right? So what is your brand voice? Okay. Your brand is simply how your business is viewed. That's a real easy way to think about it. Okay. If you don't already have an established brand, you're going to need to establish a brand for your business. What I will tell you is, you need to keep it simple and memorable. For example, right? We all know that Nike is a very famous sneaker company, and one of their brand slogans, right, is just do it. You see? Simple, memorable, right? You also want it to embody a holistic concept. So it should cover your entire business, right? So one of the running jokes in our company is, so the name of our company is Power Marketing Solutions, right? PMS. And so if you take the first three letters of the three words, it's PMS. So one of my employees joked around, and believe it or not, she was actually the one that came up with the concept. She was like, what's funny? She said, typically PMS is a bad thing, but in our case, PMS is a good thing. So right there, that became one of our brand slogans, right? We often joke around in our ads and stuff that we do online, and we say, we're the PMS that helps you, because we are. That's what digital marketing does. It amplifies your business online. Okay. Right. So remember, your brand is how you're going to be recognized and remembered. If you don't have a clear cut brand, you need one. Very important. Okay. Second activity checklist. I told y'all this was going to be an interactive course. See, y'all thought I was joking. No. Right. I'll be reading the comments. Let me get some water real quick. Hold on. I read the comments of YouTube videos, and I actually talk to our customers and our partners, right? A lot of times folks, be watching YouTube videos and they don't get anything out of it. No. You will get out of this course what you put into it, right? So let's lock in, let's snap in, let's get ready, right? I told you earlier to get something to take copious notes with. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Okay. What I want you to do right now, this is your second activity checklist. I want you to pause this video until this activity has been completed. Very simple. I want you to take a few minutes, and I want you to, number one, write down your brand's mission statement in one sentence or less. Very important. Very, very important, right? I want you to write down your brand's mission statement in one sentence. Okay. Then after you have that figured out, what I want you to do is I want you to take three words that you feel best describe your brand's personality. Okay. Take three words that you feel that best describe your brand's personality. Okay. When you're thinking of these words, put your mind in this mind state, right? So what type of emotional response with your audience or your customers do you want your brand to elicit, right? So think about that. Okay. If you're, like, let's say Maybe you're a roofing repair company. So the emotional response that a roofing repair company is going to want their audience to feel is relief when they show up, because they probably got a hole in their roof. It's probably been raining in their house. Another response that they may want to elicit is, especially if that company does good work and has, deals and are not super expensive, that there's a value basis there as well. So be thinking about that when you write down the 3 words that describe your brand's personality. Okay. Next thing I want you to do, notice I didn't say some, I didn't say 1 or 2, right? I want you to list all of your competitors. Yes. I want you to list all of your competitors within your space. Okay. What I'm not saying is I want you to create a list of your competitors so you can copy what they're doing. I'm not saying that. However, you do have to be aware of who they are, and you do have to be aware of how they move, right? This is very important because that dictates what you do, all right? And then I want you to list what makes your brand different from your competitors. That's the key reason for listing your competitors, okay? If I own a company called Bob's House of Sprockets, right? If I sell sprockets, and then you have a company called Joe's House of Sprockets, right? What makes Joe's Sprockets different than Bob's Sprockets? That's the thing, right? When we talk about adding value to the marketplace, what are you doing that's different than everybody else? You see what I'm saying? I told you in the beginning of this masterclass, when we first started the PowerPoint, that no other YouTube channel is doing this. No other actual marketers are actually on YouTube teaching y'all these skills that I'm about to teach you, right? That is us adding value into the marketplace. We're giving y'all this information. And I've said this before and I'll say it again: tips, tricks, gems, and actionable hacks that you can use for your business to increase your revenue, to increase your profits. Okay. So this is our second activity checklist. Go ahead and pause the video right now and write down those things. Once you're done, go ahead and press play and let's move on. Now, we talked about goal setting earlier. This is very, very, very important. Okay. In business and how digital marketing applies to your business. Okay. What are your digital marketing goals? Number 1. Really, that should be number 2. What are your business goals? What are your business goals should be number 1. And then what are your digital marketing goals should be number 2. Okay. You have to define your goals. Now, there are many different ways to do this. Me personally, and for my business, a lot of times you'll hear me say our, because I believe everybody who works here, this building's huge, but I believe everybody who works here, we're all part of a team, right? So it's our business, right? One of the things that we utilize within our business is we utilize SMART goals because it just makes sense, right? Okay, we utilize SMART goals. Now, the word SMART is an acronym, okay, for a goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. When I say specific, I mean you have to be specific about what you want to achieve within your business, within applying digital marketing to your business, right? You should be asking yourself questions about your goal, following the 5 W's: the who, what, when, where, why, and I'm also going to add the how. Okay. Your goals should be measurable. Okay. They should have some type of measure of success. All right. You should be able to track your progress along the different stages of your goal, right? It should be achievable. This is a big one because I see this a lot, especially in our line of work, right? Ensure your goal is realistic and achievable. Don't set yourself a goal that's too easy or too difficult to complete. This is very, very important, right? Look at your current situation and make sure you have what you need to achieve. Are your goals relevant, right? How does, within applying digital marketing to your business, okay, what's the relevancy of whatever it is you're trying to do? And then, of course, you have to give yourself some type of control, right? So that's the time bound portion. Assign a start and an end date to your goal and encourage yourself to reach it within a deadline. That keeps you honest, right? That keeps you honest. Okay. So maybe you want to set a SMART goal of, You want to increase your traffic, your online website traffic, your actual in-store traffic. You want to increase your engagement of your social media, and you want to and you want more conversions. Okay, so maybe that's your goal. So in this scenario, I would say something like, I want to increase my website visits by 30% in 3 months. Okay, that's a highly doable goal. Okay, it's very specific. It's very specific. I've clearly outlined and said what I wanted to do. It's measurable because the measure of success is 30% in 3 months, right? It's achievable. We're going to talk about how we can do that. It is relevant because if in this example, my goal is traffic engagement and conversion sales, then that's one way to do it, right? And we've already talked about the time bound piece. Okay. So another thing that I want to add in terms of keeping yourself honest, right? Now, this is an old military concept. Y'all know I retired from the military a few years ago, right? And I got into business as soon as I retired. So in the military, we have something called a battle buddy, right? I call that here now in PMS a business buddy, okay, or a mentor. So a mentor is somebody who you aspire to be, somebody who has knowledge on a different level, somebody who teaches you. As a business owner or an entrepreneur, I have several mentors, several, not just one, right? You should have more than one mentor. And on top of that, you should have a business buddy. This is somebody who you can talk to, who's on the level, who understands what you're going through with your business. Now, the reason why I added it here is because, again, you want to find other ways to keep yourself honest. If you have an honest business buddy and you tell that person this is your goal, they're going to check you. And those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. Don't surround yourself with yes men. Don't surround yourself with yes women. Surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you to grow. That's very important, y'all. Very important. Okay. Another thing is you can track. So I said I can track my stats to know if I'm succeeding. Yes, you absolutely can, because it is measurable by time, right? And this is actually a really easy goal. An easy way to do this is just to create a few different social media marketing campaigns that will increase your website traffic. You can do 10% by each month. 3 months, boom, 30%, bada boom, bada bing. You good to go. You good to go, right? And then once you have these SMART goals, again, you tell your business buddy or you tell your mentor, okay? Because again, that with the time bound keeps you honest. Apply SMART goals to your business and utilize that moving forward, especially if you're not doing that now. I can't stress that enough, y'all. All right, third activity checklist. Oh yeah, I'm going deep. We going deep. I told y'all what it was. Okay. We're at the third activity checklist right now. I want you to pause this video until this activity is completed. Okay. Take a few minutes to write down if you want to do all, you can do all. But for the purposes of this, just one short-term goal that you have. And for the purposes of this master class, we'll do short-term as 6 months or less. Okay. Then I want you to write down one midterm goal. Midterm is going to be that middle period from 6 months or more up to 2 years, right? And then long term. So long term is anything outside of 3 years. I want you to write down one of each of those goals that you like to achieve within your business. This is very, very, very important because you have to have something to shoot for. You have to have a target. Like your goal is your target, right? This is how you will measure success. Okay. To you, this is what's relevant, right, within your business. Okay. More importantly, if y'all are following along in a PowerPoint, I am right here, right? Okay. Checkpoints. Now, let me explain to you what a checkpoint was, right? Now, back in my old Airborne Ranger days, right, we would talk about things like rally points and en-route rally points, stuff like that. Believe it or not, you can actually apply this to your business. What I mean when I say that is this, okay? A checkpoint. So say if one of my goals especially for a new business, is to we'll do something super easy. You want to make your first $1,000 in whatever your business is. Okay, cool. Right. So as you're writing this stuff down, right, when you write down an idea from your mind, that no longer becomes a dream. You've crystallized it. That becomes a goal. You then take that goal and you've written it down. And as you write it down, you now create checkpoints, little things along the way that keep you on target. So instead of seeing the whole thing that you're trying to accomplish, you break it up into small bite-sized pieces, right? You're not going to try and eat the mountain. We're going to eat the mountain one bite at a time. That's how you win the war. You win the war by fighting small battles. And if you win enough small battles, you'll actually win the war. So in this case, making your first $1,000, you could do 4 checkpoints on that right now. You can do a checkpoint at 250. You can do a checkpoint at 500. You can do a checkpoint at 750. Right. And then your final checkpoint is when you make your first grand. And so think about it like that. OK, these help you along your timeline, along your roadmap. Now, when you're doing this, right. Yes, I'm in your bedroom with you. I'm in your living room with you. I'm in your kitchen with you. I'm in your house with you. You can hear my voice. It should sound very soothing. I got some coffee. I got some water. Right. Y'all should be relaxed right now. But please be honest to yourself, because you're going to get in what you put out of this course. I will say that again. You're going to get in what you put out of this course. That's very important, right? So when you're writing this down, be honest and be realistic to yourself. Ignore anything that's vague, right? When you're reading what you wrote down, if it's too vague, do it again. You have to be hard on yourself, right? Think of it like this. If you're not hard on yourself, then who else is going to do it for you? You know what I mean? Right. So when you're in business, you have to be your own worst critic. You always got to be checking yourself. OK, if your goals are unrealistic, don't use those. Or if your goals are negative, believe it or not, some people just have a negativity bias. That's just kind of how it is. You shouldn't think like that for your business. Excuse me, I had to drink some water. Yes, I want you to be realistic, right? But not negative. OK, and remember, with your SMART goals, right? With your SMART goals, OK, achievable. Ensure your goal is realistic and achievable, right? What we're not going to do is we're not going to start a business on Monday and be driving a Bugatti on Thursday. That's not how this works. OK, that's not how this works. You can drive a Bugatti, but it's going to take some time, right? Okay, moving on. All right. So we talked about the website and how important that is to your business within digital marketing. Now, this can work for a website. This can work for a web page. It can be a landing page, a catch page, capture page, bridge page, whatever it is you're using for your business's online storefront, right? So your digital storefront, your website should reflect your brand and resonate with your audience. So think about that. That is the reason why we talked about your brand first, because you have to have that before you build your website. And you're going to want something that's going to resonate with your audience, with that target demographic, right? With that ideal avatar, whoever that is and whatever that looks like. Okay. Your website should also, for your business, it should build trust, right? You want to add key pages to your website that do that. And we're talking about how your customer sees it. So some of the key ones there are your about page. Okay. There should be a page on your website that tells the customer about your business. You know, what type of products and services do you offer, right? And then how do they get in contact with you? These are all things that everyday normal people look for when they go to a website, if they're looking like they need something, or they need help, or whatever the case may be. So you want to add that to your website. Okay. Clear and easy navigation. Visitors should be able to find what they need in 3 clicks or less. You want to keep your menu simple and intuitive, right? We've all seen websites where you go on a website and you're like, what is this? Don't be that girl. Don't be that guy, right? Again, a lot of the problems that I see because, we're a digital marketing firm. So we also have clients where, they're not doing so great. And so they come to us because they need help on the digital side and they need help on the marketing side. Right. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. Right. A lot of the reasons why they struggle is because they're looking at things through the wrong lenses. Right. So in this example, we're talking about the website or the web page. How does your web page look to not you as the business owner or you as the person who works for the company? How does your web page look from your customer's point of view? That's how you got to make it, right? That's how you got to make it. How does it look from your customer's point of view? What are they getting from it? Because ultimately, they're the only ones that matter. Okay. Think about that. Think about what I just said. Okay. Mobile optimization, right? The majority of website traffic will come from mobile devices. If your site isn't mobile friendly, you're losing potential customers. Test it on multiple devices after every update or change. Okay. And we will talk about SEO optimization. I actually did an entire video on our business training with digital marketing on YouTube. And it literally talks about mobile devices in marketing. So if you haven't seen that video yet, my recommendation is after this master course, watch that to really round out in your knowledge and your level of understanding. Okay. And then also you want to make sure that your website has fast loading speeds, right? Even just a 1 second delay in page loading times can reduce your conversions by 7 seconds. So imagine being on a website that has a 5 or 10 second delay. Just multiply it by 7. That's crazy, right? You want to compress images and use tools like Google Page Speed Insights, because that actually tells you how fast or slow your website is. And it actually gives you some areas that you can improve on. Okay. So on this, when you're looking at the screen, anywhere that you see a website, go ahead and write that down, y'all. So that is the website for Google Page Speed Insights. Okay. That will tell you about how fast your pages load, how the pictures look, the placements and all that type of stuff. That's a very, very good thing for a business owner to know. My recommendation is with your website, which is your digital storefront, after every update, especially after you create it or every change, right? You, number one, test it for all mobile devices. And number two, you check on those speeds. Maybe if you added something that might change how your website, loads based off, whatever your bandwidth requirements are. Okay. So just think about that. All right. A good way to think about your website is this. Your website is actually the homepage on your website is your first handshake with your visitor, with your audience, with your clients, right? So you want to focus on compelling headlines, eye-catching imagery, and clear call to actions. That's what they're looking for, right? Again, I'll go back to my Bob's House of Sprockets. If I owned a business where I sold sprockets and somebody needed to buy sprockets, if my website was optimized and I had good SEO and it was, properly ranked, when Bob went to Google and he typed, or, when whoever goes to Google and they type in sprockets, our business website will pop up. If it all looked good, he's going to buy those sprockets from us. That's what we're talking about right now. Okay. So think about that. All right. Now we're going to move on to a different topic in digital marketing, email marketing. So this is our fourth activity checklist. Okay. If you have not seen that video, can email marketing help your business? Yes, it absolutely can. Again, this is the prerequisite video. It gives you knowledge that you should understand first before I go into these email marketing topics and techniques. All right. And this is going to be a daisy right here. This is going to be a doozy right here, y'all. So again, get those note-taking materials ready and let's get it in. Let me hit this water again. Okay. All right. Okay. Why is email marketing important? Well, it's important for businesses because it builds customer relationships, drives sales, and it's a very cost-effective way to reach your customers directly. Okay. It allows for personalized communication, brand building, and can be used to generate leads, promote offers, and drive traffic to your website. Email marketing gives your business the ability to track results and segment audiences, make it a very versatile and high ROI marketing tool. So when I say segment audiences, what I'm saying is this, right? Through businesses who properly utilize email marketing, you can actually, so your first step is you want to create an email marketing, you want to create an email list, right? Once you have your list, you're going to segment that list. What I mean when I say that is, say if you've been in business for 5 years and you've had an email and you've been conducting email marketing operations for 5 years, okay? The customers that you brought into your business 5 years ago, they're not brand new customers, right? We're not going to send them brand new customer emails because that person's been a loyal customer. They're probably a lifetime customer and they're still with you 5 years later. That person doesn't need a welcome email. So that's what I mean when I say segment your lists. This is very, very important. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see companies make. They don't segment their lists, right? So think about that. Okay. But what does email marketing do? It builds and strengthens your customer relationships. It drives more sales and conversions. More importantly, it increases your brand awareness and loyalty. It's very cost effective and it has a very high ROI, right? And it allows for personalization and segmentation, which is what we just talked about. Okay, so let's talk about something that I have seen no YouTuber talk about. How do you increase engagement? Is there a such thing as engagement increasing emails within email marketing? Yes, there absolutely is. And we're going to talk about them right now. Okay. Through our experience, one thing that I've noticed is that not only in emails, but also in social media posts. Okay. People love stories and they love case studies. Why? Because that provides authenticity, right? And also it gives you a level of expertise within your email about whatever you're talking about. So you can use stories and case studies within your emails to boost your authority and trust of your business. Okay. Especially within these three engagement increasing emails that we're going to go over for your email marketing strategy. Okay. Number one, topical news emails. Now, topical news. Okay. Topical news is popular news that is currently going on, like, right now, like what's popular in C-SPAN, what's popular in world news. Okay. Believe it or not, you can actually write, if it applies to what you're talking about or your business, you can write about topical news within your email marketing campaign. Okay. And if it's something that the customer feels very strongly about, more importantly, it's something that they've seen so many times on the news because it's trending, that email is going to get opened, right? So these are called topical news emails. Okay. Popular news will get opened. Here's a marketing hack. You can enter a conversation that's already happening inside your prospect's mind. Boom, right? What is that going to do? That's going to increase engagement for your prospect. That's what we're talking about. Okay. You can use the news story as the hook to get people to open your email and then tie them into your products or your services or your brand or your business or whatever it is you do. That's the purpose behind this. That's one of the things that it does. Okay. Think about the emails that we received during the pandemic, right? They were all about, COVID related stuff, or if the Olympics are happening or during any election, right? If that stuff specifically applies to your business, or you can find a way to apply it to your business, 9 times out of 10, that person's going to open that email because they've seen it and it triggers in their brain automatically. They want to find out more about it. Okay. Any topic that's really big in the news right now will work. Okay. Now, here's another very powerful concept. Let me drink this water again. Here's another very powerful concept. Okay. These are called contrarian emails. Contrarian emails. Okay. So basically with a contrarian email, you want to say the opposite of what everyone in the market is saying. Okay. And the reason why you want to do that is because it makes your email stand out from the crowd. So what do I mean when I say that? Okay. So let's make this easy to understand. Okay. Say if the popular thing that was trending is the sky is blue, right? They got scientists and weather experts and, meteorologists. Everybody's talking about how blue the sky is, blue the sky is, blue the sky is. And you've seen this day in and day out. Blue sky, blue sky, blue sky, blue sky, right? No, I'm not talking about the the social media platform. I'm just using blue sky as an example. So you've heard that the sky is blue for the last week. And then what happens if you receive an email in your inbox and this person says, the sky's not blue, it's red? That one email is going to stand out so much, it's going to compel you to open it because you have no other choice because that person went against the grain. That's what a contrarian email is. And it's a very powerful tool if you want to increase engagement within your business through email marketing. Okay. People are curious and curiosity often gets them to do things. And that's why this works. Okay. So people will be curious to know why. What they thought the truth was is false. Curiosity killed the cat. I say that all the time. Then you simply tie in again your products or your services, your business, your brand, whatever it is that you're using email marketing for. Okay. And then number 3. So Dean Jackson is a very famous marketer. Folks who are in marketing should know who he is. World famous, world renowned marketer. But believe it or not, he actually created the 9-word style email. And it works like a charm. You'd be surprised. Okay. So, Dean Jackson, the 9-word style email, these are ultra short emails that look like personal emails. Okay. I said just a few minutes ago, Dean Jackson is a world-class marketer and he made these emails famous years ago and they still work today. So here's an example. Okay. Subject line, the person's first name, Bob, right? The body copy. Are you still looking to lose weight? Question mark. That's it, right? That is the Dean Jackson 9-word style email. If you count that up, it's roughly 9 words right around there, right? And so what it does, the email is very simple, right? And of course you can do things like you can replace weight loss with the dream outcome of whatever your offer is. But what you'll find is you'll actually get a ton of replies about this. This email looks short, but it is very highly effective. And what it does is it increases your engagement within your business. And then when that person replies, all you have to do is conduct follow-on operations with your lead, and then you take it from there. Okay. So again, if you need to increase engagement, which you will need to, especially if you're new to digital marketing or new to business, these are 3 powerful emails that you could use. Topical news emails, contrarian emails, and the Dean Jackson 9-word style. I guarantee you, if you search this on YouTube, nobody's got this. You're only going to find it here. Of course, after we drop this masterclass video, everybody's going to be doing it then. But just know, I did it first. We did it first here on this channel. Okay. And if y'all have any questions about this, just put it in the comments. And again, if we receive enough questions about any one topic, I will do another video just about that, if need be, if y'all request it. I said it before, I'll say it again. This channel is for y'all. Okay. Now, okay. So again, we're just now starting our email marketing, right? So intro emails. Okay. These are for different, remember we talked about segmenting your email list. So now let's talk about the different segments. Okay. Let me hit this water again. Hold on. In a minute, I'm about to start hitting this coffee. Y'all making me work. It's hot in here. All right. So the first one that you're going to want to focus on is your welcome email sequence. This will be your first segment. These are your new prospects, right? These are your new customers. Okay. The most important marketing segment is new customers. Okay. That brings new lifeblood to your business. Okay. Segmented emails can boost opens by 30%. Another reason why it's important to segment your emails. Okay. Smart money move here is to have templates already in place and have them ready within your CRM or whatever you're using to do, your email autoresponder or whatever you're using. And once you segment those lists, Let that software do its thing. Okay. And yes, we do have videos planned where we're going to talk about that in depth ad nauseum. So just stay tuned. Okay. So within your email marketing sequence, I'm going to give y'all 5 examples on this one. Okay. So email one is simple. You just want to say thanks, right? And you don't want to complicate things, but simply thank them for their purchase or signing up for whatever it is that you had them purchase or that they signed up for. Okay. Then after they get that email, right? Again, this depends upon your fit, your frequency, intensity, time, and type, how often you want to send emails out. Say if you want to conduct email marketing operations every 2 weeks. Okay. If your prospect or your new customer is in the welcome stage, email one will be the first email that they get, right? Just thank them. And then 2 weeks later, if that is your fit, right? Frequency, intensity, time, and type, then after 2 weeks, you send them email 2. You want to talk about their pain or their goals, right? This is essentially reminding them why they signed up or purchased your products in the first place. Okay. Again, we're helping them further along it could be your sales pipeline, could be your brand building pipeline. We could be trying to turn them into lifetime happy customers, right? Or we can be trying to show them something else. There's many different ways you can do this. After they get email 2, you want to send out email 3, right? And again, this is based off your email frequency, right? On your third email, you want to provide value and you want to send your new subscriber resources, okay? Whatever that looks like for your business. It could be a guide, it could be product information, it could be tips on the market in general to build credibility within your market, whatever that looks like to you, okay? Excuse me. After they get 1 through 3, you want to send email 4. This will be the next one in your workflow, right? In your email chain. Okay. You want to get them involved. So you want to help them engage with your business by mentoring or by mentioning upcoming events or communities that they can participate in. So now what we're doing is we're bringing them further into your business fold. We're bringing them further into your business's identity. We're bringing them into your span of control. Right? Bring them into your world. Okay. And then email 5, you want to end with another thank you to wrap up your welcome email sequence. Thank them again for joining and using your products or services. So if you don't have a welcome email sequence, here's an example that you can use right here. I'll give you 5 emails. Put that in your email autoresponder. Put that in your CRM. Okay. I created this for y'all to use, so use it to your advantage. All right. Okay, the next sequence that I want to talk about is your onboarding email sequence. Now, here at PMS, Power Marketing Solutions, we call this reception integration, right? This is very important because when somebody comes in, how do they know who you are? Like, what does that look like, right? So the onboarding email sequence is intended to get things started on the right foot after someone joins your email list or becomes your customer. So it's similar between welcome email sequences and onboarding email sequences, right? However, onboarding typically refers to getting people engaged even further into your company. So we're trying to bring them deeper into the fold. We're trying to bring them more into what it is that you do. Okay. This one, I'm going to give you 4 examples. So your first email, welcome and introduce them. This email is a brief reintroduction to your service or product and sets the stage for what will happen next. Okay. After you send them that one, again, and we're talking about how you do your workflow, your email frequency, your email number 2 for your onboarding email sequence, you immediately want to jump into helping them get started using your products. So maybe you're a software company and they bought some software from you, right? Okay, this is where you want to send that extra help, that extra set of instructions, maybe a few tips. Think of it like that. Okay, so you immediately jump into helping them get started using your products and overcoming common confusions or questions about how to get the most value out of what you provide. All right, email 3. So the third one in this chain of your workflow, you want to highlight the best products or services that you offer using what you know about your market. Direct your customers to your highest value product features. So think about it like that, y'all. Okay. And then the fourth one, So this will be your last one. You want to reach out a helpful hand, right? Let your customers know that you're there for them. And if they have any additional questions, they can either watch videos or consume additional resources or reach out to you directly or your customer service team. Okay. So right here, we have two sequences, your welcome email sequence and your onboarding email sequence with multiple examples in each. All right, let's keep going. Okay, now your abandoned cart email sequence. Okay, now I've talked about this in the email marketing video because it is important. Anybody who has an online shopping anything like Etsy stores, places like that, Shopify stores, right? Sometimes what will happen is a person will be on your site or your page. They'll go to buy something. They'll put something in their cart and the kids will start acting up, or they'll have to leave work, or they have to go to work, or, life happens. And so that person doesn't purchase because they have to step away from their phone, tablet, or computer, right? Something happened. So what the abandoned cart email sequence does is it brings them back into your fold, right? It gives them that nudge to purchase. Okay. So I gave you 3 examples here. So in email 1 of this sequence, this workflow, you want to remind them it's possible that the person simply forgot the item and had a brief interruption, which is what I said. A simple reminder could get them to complete the purchase. That's your first email. Your second email in this category is you want to consider providing a small incentive. This can be anything from free shipping to a 5 or 10% discount. You can do it with a discount code, right? Or a discount link, something along those lines. And then email 3, which will be the last one that you'll need, is if number 2 didn't work, then you can find a larger discount or some kind of incredible or something of great, incredible value that will tempt the prospect to buy. This can be a limited time offer or something else that introduces urgency, right? So think about it like that, okay? And that is what the abandoned cart email sequence does. And then another one that I wish I would have knew when I first started is the repeat customer email sequence. So repeat customers are your most valuable market segment, right? Your repeat customers are your happy lifetime customers, okay? They've already proven that they like your products and your services, and they are willing to purchase it multiple times. They also tend to be the people most likely to give you referrals or testimonials, and you're going to use that. And we're going to talk about how you're going to use that as well too. Okay. Obviously you're going to want to maintain your relationship with ongoing emails. And then these emails, you want to send these out a little bit further apart. So you can use these every few months. All right. You just want to let that person know you're thinking about them and let them know you appreciate them. Okay. So I gave you 3 examples here. So email 1, use a thank you and offer a recommendation. Everyone loves to be thanked. It makes them feel important, especially if it's a brand that they've spent a good amount of money with. After you thank them, follow up with an additional value by pointing them to additional products or resources that they may find valuable based on their purchase and behavior history. Okay. That's your first email in this workflow, in this chain. All right. Email 2. Maybe you want to make an exclusive offer. Okay. Exclusivity is a power driver in human behavior, particularly when it comes to online purchases. With this email, offer them a deal that only a handful of people have access to. The perceived scarcity could trigger a sale when they otherwise would have ignored it. So think about that. It's a little bit of psychology that we want to apply here, right? And then third example, email 3, there's no better way to improve your offering than hearing directly from your customers. Request feedback and ask your repeat buyers what they liked or didn't like about their experience. And then once you have that information, business owner, entrepreneur, right, you're going to use that to your advantage. Improve on the good, improve on the bad, right? And then move on from there. Okay. So this is your abandoned cart email sequence and your repeat customer email sequence. All right. And the last one that we're going to cover for intro emails is the re-engagement email sequence. Now, the repeat customer email sequence is intended to be proactive and keep people engaged before they drop off. The re-engagement email sequence is different. It's also designed to engage with people, but it's typically reserved for moments where you feel like the customer is at the highest risk of leaving your brand. And obviously we don't want them to do that, right? So you'll want to remind them why they did business with you in the first place, and create some additional goodwill. So we have 3 examples here as well, 3 emails you could use. So email 1, you want to say something like, we miss having you around. Okay. Let them know that you miss them and that their presence is valued. Use authenticity beneath your communication. This is very important. Show them that you truly care about your customers. Okay. Email 2, provide them with an incentive. Providing a discount or bonus product is an excellent way to re-engage a prospect who's almost lost. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. Okay. Email 2. So you want to provide them with an incentive, right? So provide a discount or bonus product is an excellent way to re-engage a prospect who's almost lost. This is especially powerful if you don't often run discounts. They will really feel like you're doing something special for them, right? So think about that. Okay. Again, applying a little bit of psychology to it. Okay. And then email 3, now it's time to be very direct. Ask them if they're still interested in being on your email list or even doing business with you. Give them an option to subscribe to a different email list. So if you have multiple email lists, that's why I said if applicable, or you can offer to upgrade or downgrade them to a different product, right? But the important thing here is, customers come and go, users come and go, subscribers come and go, folks on your email list come and go. Okay. If a person is ready to move on, let them go. It's okay. There's always more fish in the sea. That is not going to change how you move. That is not going to change how you operate. All right. So be aware of that. But again, if I was starting over, these intro email examples would have helped. And the cool thing about this for y'all is y'all are getting this directly from us. So you can immediately apply this to your business right now, right? We had to learn this over time, right? Okay. So now we move to our 5th activity checklist. We just moving along. We just chugging on down the road, y'all. All right. So at this point in the video, go ahead and pause it. And if you haven't seen our social media marketing video, I want you to go ahead and watch that. Let me drink this water real quick. Excuse me. I want you to go ahead and watch that video and then come right back to this spot and we can move on from there. Excuse me. Again, this is our prerequisite video. Okay. All right. Social media marketing really is the art of connection. Okay. But this only applies once you know your audience. You have to know your audience. Know who your ideal client, your ideal avatar is. All right. So what does social media marketing do and how does it connect? Right. Well, we use social media marketing to create content that resonates and adds value, right, to your viewers, your users, your subscribers' life. That's the whole point, right? The big thing about SMM is you want to choose the right platforms to reach your audience. So first you have to know your audience. Then once you know them, well, where do they hang out at? That's important. That's super important. Where are they at? The business owner who knows this is smart because now you're reaching them on their level. You see what I'm saying? Right? If my business, whatever it is, if I was targeting the generation that are, teenagers to young adults, well, guess what? They're all on TikTok. That's where they're at, right? If I was targeting business professionals, well, they're on LinkedIn, right? If I was targeting intellectuals who like to read blog posts and stuff like that, those guys are on Quora, right? So again, you have to know your audience and know how to reach them. Know where the best way to know how to reach them is to know where they're at, but then you have to know them first. Okay. So think about that. And the key thing here in your social media marketing, you want to make sure that number one, you're going to use social media marketing to craft your offers, but you want clear calls to action. Okay. Clear CTAs. Okay. Instagram is great for visual brands like fashion, food, or travel. Facebook is perfect for community building and local businesses. LinkedIn is great for anything B2B, right? Business to business, startups or professional services. TikTok is a gold mine if you can create fun, engaging videos for the younger generation. And X is best for real-time updates and thought leadership. Okay. So remember when we were talking about the website, we said you want to look at your website from your customer's point of view. This is the same thing, right? So you need to understand your customer's journey. So your audience doesn't go from stranger to buyer overnight. They follow a journey. And that journey, you're guiding them through with your social media marketing, right? So the first thing it does is it builds awareness. Okay. You have to shed light on the fact that they have a problem or a need, because sometimes they know, sometimes they don't, right? Then after the awareness is built, there's consideration. They're going to start researching whatever it is they need, that, whatever the problem is that they need help with, right? So they're going to try and find possible solutions. And then the third stage is decision. They're ready to choose a product or a service, and hopefully that's going to be yours. So understanding where your audience is on that path helps you provide the right message at the right time. Okay. Easy ways to do that. So blog posts are great for your SEO and establishing authority, right? You can jam pack that with keywords and key phrases, and you can apply that to your website or your webpage or your business. Okay. Videos are perfect for storytelling and demonstrating products. Stuff like YouTube, right? Long form, short form content. Infographics are ideal for simplifying complex topics, right? Ebooks and guides are great lead magnets. Okay. If you want to generate a lead, you can use the lead magnet strategy. I don't want to go too deep into that because we do have an entire video on the lead magnet strategy. Just know that you can use them for lead magnets. And then podcasts. Podcasts are great ways to build loyal audiences if you have expertise that you like to share. And then we all know who Bill Gates is. And yes, he was the one that coined this term. Bill Gates, the man, the myth, the legend, said content is king. And he was 1000% right, especially, 2025, 2026. Absolutely. Okay. Our sixth activity checklist, right? So you can either click on the icon that just appeared, or you can pause this video and then go back and watch our content marketing and our SEO video. That is the prerequisite for moving on further, so you understand these concepts that I'm getting ready to talk about. So once we understand our online presence, once we know who our customer is, we have our website up and running. Now, how do we have something that people are going to be able to see? Okay. So what we're going to do, and what I wished I would have done when I first started, was combining, right, SEO, right, search engine optimization, with SEM, right, which is search engine marketing. Okay. So imagine someone searching for a solution to a problem that your business solves, and your website pops up right into the top of whatever their search engine is. That's the magic of search engine optimization. It's not rocket science. It's about making sure search engines understand your content and show it to the right people. Okay. So, being a marketing guy, you hear all kind of stuff like, folks who be on whatever platform and they're like, oh, the algorithm hates me, or, oh, this, all that. It's people. It's not that. Okay. Search engines have one goal, and their goal is to answer their users' queries. They will do it based off of your online presence if you set it up properly. So what are the things that I see that people fail at the most? Well, the pillars of SEO are this: your on-page SEO, your off-page SEO, and your technical SEO. So how do we improve on that? Well, it's simple. On your on-page SEO, you want to use keywords naturally in your titles, headers, and text. Okay. You want to write meta descriptions that grab attention and summarize your content. And you want to use structured content with headers H1 through H3 for better readability. Okay. On your off-page SEO, this involves building credibility outside of your site, right? So what are we talking about? We're talking about good backlinking, not bad backlinking, right? You want to get backlinks, links to your site from other reputable websites. Notice how I said reputable there. Okay. You want to engage in guest blogging or partnerships to increase your online presence. All right. And then technical SEO. You want to ensure your site runs smoothly. We talked about that earlier. Okay. You want to optimize loading speeds. No, because nobody likes a slow site. You want to make sure your site is mobile friendly, and you want to use a secure connection. Okay. Like, I understand that most folks don't understand what digital marketing is, but for those of us who do, like, bruh, I won't even go on a website if it's not HTTPS. The S stands for secured, right? www dot is World Wide Web. HTTPS, the S stands for secured. People, when you're going on websites, if you don't see HTTPS, if that S is not there, somebody's selling, stealing, or buying your information. Think about that, right? So getting our preparing our site for SEO, you want to make sure that the 3 pillars apply to your website, right? It's very important. Okay, search engine marketing primarily revolves around paid ads, such as Google ads. These appear at the top of search results when users type in relevant keywords, right? So when you go to Google or any search engine and, you type in Bob's House of Sprockets, right? And the first maybe like 2 or 3 says sponsored. And then underneath that are the rest of them, right? So the folks who are underneath that, those are the ones who have good SEO. The folks who are above those, like the very top, those are the ones who have good SEM. That means they're currently paying for ads. That's what sponsored means. Okay. These appear at the top of search results when users type in relevant keywords. The key here is relevance, right? So make sure your ad matches what your users are looking for. Start with keyword research, as keywords are the foundation of SEM. And you can use free tools like Google Keyword Planner or Ubersuggest. So for your Google Keyword Planner, we're right here if you're following along on the slide, Google Keyword Planner, okay? In order to utilize your Google Keyword Planner, you're going to need to look in your Google business profile, okay? And I've talked about this before. In order to utilize the tool Ubersuggest, you can actually download Ubersuggest as a Chrome extension from the Chrome Web Store. All right. So take a minute to write that down. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to break down a little bit of the SEM components. So what are the components of search engine marketing? Well, the keywords. Okay. These are the words or phrases that your users are going to be searching for. Right. So in my Bob's House of Sprockets, right, one of my main keywords would be sprockets. Okay. Ad copy. So ad copy is the text that appears in your ad. It's what the person sees. Okay. And then your landing pages. These are the web pages that you're going to direct your users to after they click on your ad. Okay. So in this instance, those are the 3 things that you're going to want to focus on if you're paying for SEM. Okay. Keywords, ad copy, and then landing pages. Focus heavily on your keywords. Make sure you review that ad copy, and then make sure your landing pages are good to go when they get to it. All right. You want to start with your keyword research. Okay. Identify high traffic keywords that are relevant to your business. All right. You want to focus on long tail keywords as they are less competitive and they're more targeted. All right. And then you want to engage in guest blogging or partnership to increase your online presence. Okay, so that is how I would start my keyword research. Okay. All right, we are chugging along here, y'all. Now I'm no longer in the water. I am now in the coffee, just so you know. All right, this is our 7th activity checklist. Again, you'll see an icon pop up in the top right-hand corner. If you haven't seen it or it popped up too quick, simply pause this video and watch this video as it is the precursor to what we're going to talk about now. So your business is set up. Your digital presence is set up. You understand your brand, your brand voice, your website, your online presence is set up. We are entering into your website is optimized. You got some stuff running on social media. Now we're going to talk about how do you advertise and some good ways to do that while you're online. Okay. So first, let's leverage what we already know, what we already have. And we talked about that. You want to leverage your existing customers. Okay. Your current customers are your most powerful marketers. A lot of people don't know that. Here's how to turn them into growth engines. Referrals. Remember, we talked about those lifetime customers, those really happy customers. Those are going to be the ones that are going to give you referrals. You want to take that and you want to use that as a weapon. Okay. You can, as a business owner, you can create a referral program with incentives like discounts, freebies, or even exclusive perks for both the referrer and the new customer. So the way this works is the referrer is that happy lifetime customer. They can refer a new customer, a friend or a family member of theirs, right? And then they get a discount, and then a new customer gets a discount. And then on top of that, if you did it right, and if they really love your business and your service, hopefully they'll give you like a testimonial or a review, right? You can always ask satisfied customers to share their experiences. You can do things like display these on your website and your social media. They build trust and authenticity within your business and your brand. It's very important. Okay. And what do I call this? I did an entire video about it. You should have watched it before you watch this. We call it UGC, user generated content, right? User generated content encourages customers to share photos or stories using your product. Feature their posts to build community and authenticity. So say if you have a clothing brand, right, and you're trying to bring awareness to your brand, you can ask folks and you can reward them after they purchase if they take a picture within your clothing brand and they post it on their social media. That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what UGC is. Okay. So brand new businesses, what should you focus on? You should focus on a structured approach to online advertising. Okay. You need to begin with a clear goal setting. You need to begin with clear goal setting and audience identification. Starting small with a defined budget, choose the right platforms and diligently track results to optimize campaigns, right? Your metrics are your friends. I've said that before. Okay. Set a budget and start small, not because you're broke. Start small because this is a new learning curve. You have to learn what works before you go spending all your hard-earned dollars, right? So set a budget and start small. Decide what you are willing to invest. Online advertising can be cost effective, allowing you to start with a modest budget, something like $150 for a 10-day test run campaign period, right? And scale up as you see results. You can A/B test or you can split test different variations of your ad copy. Remember, we talked about that, right? And see what works best. Okay. So in an A/B, so like, again, Bob's House of Sprockets, right? Maybe for my A test, I will, create my ad copy one way. And then for my B test, I will change minor things about it. Okay. Me personally, I like A/B testing better than I like split testing. And we do have a video coming up that explains the reasons why. Because for me, A/B testing, it's a better test, right? But that's how you would do it. Okay. And then brand new businesses, you're gonna want to track and optimize continuously. Okay. One major advantage of online advertising is data. You can use analytic tools like Google Analytics to monitor your key metrics, impressions, clicks, conversion rates, and your return on ad spend, and refine your strategy based on your performance data. Be prepared to adjust keywords, ad copy, or target demographics regularly. Okay. So an advertisement is not a set it and forget it. An advertisement is a create it, set it, test, make a change if you need to, and then keep doing that pattern back and forth until you find something that works. Once you find an ad creative, right, that works, then stick with it until it doesn't, right? And then just continue from there. But again, if I was a brand new business owner and I was just now applying digital marketing to my business, these are definitely things that I should have known in terms of how to advertise online, right? That I now needed to know. And there we have finally made it to the end of this presentation, right? So y'all should have a plethora of notes. Thank you for sticking with us this long. And the next question is, what can Power Marketing Solutions do for you and your business? And we're going to answer that right now. Now, I told y'all this was going to be a deep course. Y'all thought I was joking. You should have got so much value from that thing. It is wildly insane. We had a blast creating that for y'all. Familia, do me a favor before we start. Go ahead and tap that like button for me. And if you feel so inclined, go ahead and share this video, this digital marketing master course, with your friends who are business owners, who are entrepreneurs, or who have business opportunities. Don't try and hog all the knowledge, y'all. Let them have some too. Let them get a little taste of the action as well. That you love it and appreciate it just as much as we did creating it for y'all. All right. So now the next question is this: what exactly can our company, Power Marketing Solutions PMS LLC, do for you? Let's talk about it. Okay, so team, so the question is, what can PMS do for you? Remember, we are the PMS that actually helps. And again, PMS is short for Power Marketing Solutions, as we are your modern and comprehensive digital marketing problem solvers. That's what we do. This is who we are, right? What we can do for you is we can provide any type of digital marketing services that your business may need. And then how does that affect your business or your brand? Well, it's going to amplify it. And we're going to talk about that shortly. Okay. Our company is a family-based business. Myself and my wife, we are the owners of the company. We're proud veterans. Our company is based in San Antonio, Texas. We are an award-winning digital marketing firm. We deal exclusively in marketing to consumers or businesses through digital channels. And we're happy to help your company scale to the next level. So these are our services provided. As you can see, we provide a plethora of services. There are other services that we provide that are not on this list. They can be found on our website, or you can reach out directly to us. So as a business owner, why is digital marketing important? Well, it's important because what it does is it increases your digital footprint and your sphere of influence online. Okay. Online business presence will only amplify whatever your business is currently doing. And that's the whole purpose of digital marketing. All right. So the key thing here is always going to be your ROI, your return on investment. Okay. Now, there's a difference between digital marketing and conventional marketing. When we're talking about conventional marketing, right? So our company, what we don't do is we don't do, highway signs and, signs on people's doors and stuff like that. Okay. That's normal conventional marketing. And conventional marketing through long term can get you to where you want to go, right? In terms of your business goals. The difference here is this: digital marketing does it faster. So digital marketing, we have a ratio of 5-1, right? For your ROI. That means that for every $1 that you spend on digital marketing services, that $1 spent generates $5 in revenue. Okay. Both digital marketing and normal marketing can get you there, but digital marketing gets you there quicker, much quicker than normal marketing. And that's what we specialize in. So certain things to think about is not only getting ranked on Google, but getting ranked on all major search engines. Okay. Because how do your prospects find your business? This is what we do. So we're going to help you identify your target audience if you already haven't done that. Okay. We're going to get your offers and your services in front of your ideal avatar, your perfect customer. Okay. We're going to help you build your brand awareness if you already haven't done that. Okay. We're going to help you communicate with your target audience on a global scale. That's the whole goal. We will scale your business. That is our mission. That is my passion. Okay. We're going to help you develop a social media presence. You're going to increase online visibility. You're going to drive engagement, and you're going to generate leads and revenue within your business because you're utilizing digital marketing. All right. We're going to help you with email marketing campaigns. I'm a very strong believer in that. It is a portion of the lifeblood. We're going to help you craft and form a commercial via email, and we're going to send that right to your perfect customer. Okay. Customers feel connected, and they're more likely to be loyal and supportive of your business and your brand through email marketing. And we're going to help you with video promotions. Okay.
We're going to give potential customers a sense of how your products and services work. These are all things that we can help your business with. Okay. How does it work? Well, we have what we call our vision meeting. Okay. So our vision meeting is a meeting that can be scheduled with your PMS digital marketing consultant. And then basically, in short, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where you are. We're going to figure out where you want to be. We're going to create a plan to get you there. And it will always be better than what you thought it was when we get you there. Okay. And that's how this works. That is our process. All right. We run digital marketing campaigns in 30-day increments. That is the shortest that we'll run it in. And by and sometimes you'll hear my CSR reps saying month-long increments. That just means 30-day increments. Okay. So from whatever the point is till when we receive payment and when we finalize everything, if that's the 15th, then your 30-day mark is the 15th of month A to the 15th of month B. And that's how it works. Okay. Our main goal here is to partner with you in your success. We are your success partners. So if digital marketing is or digital advertisement is something that you feel like your business is lacking, something that you'd like to learn more about, something that you feel like you need to start doing, go ahead and reach out to us. We also have a digital marketing and digital advertisement consultation service where maybe you already have certain ad creatives, maybe you already have certain email marketing campaigns, actual emails that need to be looked over. Maybe you have these things already in place, but they're not working. Maybe they need to be tweaked or peaked. Maybe you need help with these things. We also have a digital marketing consultation service as well. All you have to do is reach out and we get you scheduled and we get you squared away. This is exactly what we do. Power Marketing Solutions. This is who we are.
YouTube familia, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Y'all are absolutely the best audience on YouTube. Thank you for sticking with us for this long. Hopefully you took a gang load of notes and you got a lot of value packed in that masterclass. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take all that and I want you to continue that and put that into your business. Inject that adrenaline into your business and watch your business grow and scale. Okay. Learning about it is only half of the battle. The other half is practical application. And that's what you have to do right now. Okay. That's step one. Step two, if you'd like to learn more, the next step of digital marketing, that is our paid course. All you have to do is click on the QR code in the comments below, and that'll give you the next step. That'll take your business to the next level in order for you to grow more, gain more, scale properly through this art that we love called digital marketing. I know this is a lot longer than what our videos normally are, than how much I normally talk to y'all, but I had a lot to say. We had a lot to put out. A lot of value within this content, a lot of jam-packed stuff that y'all can use to apply to your business. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Again, if you like this content, then do me a favor and like this content, right? Feel free to drop your comments in the comment section below. And on top of that, if you like to learn more about how digital marketing can help your business scale, can help your business reach a larger audience, all you have to do, YouTube familia, is click on this video right here.